Welcome back to another episode. Thank you guys for being here. I am so thankful that you guys have tuned in wherever you're at on this planet. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for joining in on Whitney's World. You guys mean the absolute world to me. And I really want to say thank you. I am in a huge growing stage, and I really feel called to this, like to everything I'm doing. This is like the one thing that I feel I have found my passion. I have found what lights me up, what gets me going, what turns me on. And this is just such an exciting journey. So thank you guys for being here. I want to say that if you guys are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. I do all of my own editing, from all my social media to all my own video and audio editing, except for one episode a week that my little brother Jo helps me with the mastering of the audio, and those are going to be the episodes that are released every Wednesday. So other than that, I am a one-woman show. I am just out here living my dreams, trying to help you all with the best possible information I can, that I can just use from my own experience in life, the new information that I feel like just drops into me and I can just channel it out. And I'm just so thankful. So please make sure you guys like and subscribe. If you could give me 5 stars on Spotify, I would really appreciate that as well. And also Apple Podcast, please leave me a comment. I love to hear from you guys. If you want to also like screenshot that you're listening to it, tag me on social media. I would love that as well. So anyway, thank you guys. Okay, let's get into this week's episode. Well, many of this week's episodes. Like I told you guys, I am going to be releasing a lot more on my YouTube channel and my podcast. I'm going to tell you guys, my goal right now is a week, and that is a lot because I've been doing the past year and a half, one a week. So this is really up-leveling me, but I just feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. And because I am so big on manifestation and like realizing that you can create your own reality, I feel like for me to really get to the next level, I need to step into the next level and obviously show you guys I'm serious, but really the universe that I'm serious, because this is really my passion and I just love it. Like I feel like I'm meant to be on camera. Like this is just amazing. So anyway, this week I want to talk about a topic that one of my listeners actually asked me to talk about. So thank you guys for commenting back on my stories and letting me know what you want to hear. Look, you can see my dog's behind me. Oh no, that's his face. Looking in like a really small camera. So anyway, there's Whimsy. But I want to talk about positive mindset, tools, and hacks. I am all about hacks. I'm all about hacking the system, hacking your subconscious mind, hacking your life to create the life that you really came here to live. So we're going to talk about that. And then at the end, we're going to go into how to get yourself out of a bad mood. And it's this episode, the show's going to kind of it's all going to kind of be the same thing. So let's talk about emotions for a second, because we have not really been taught about emotions, and emotions are so important in this life. And we have not been taught how to actually deal with our emotions. When we're a child and we start to cry, we are told, stop crying. Whoa, okay. What do you mean? Like, I'm upset. How do you just stop? How do you just shut that off? So as adults, we have literally been programmed to shut down and to shut up. And it is wild to me. And this is like really what we need to heal in our own minds, and also not pass this down to our children, because this way of thinking is very dangerous. And we're in the situation now as society that we're in because of programming like this. So when it comes to emotions, emotions are energy in motions. Emotion, energy and motion. We just had a super powerful full moon the past couple of days. It was October 17th, but you can use the power of the moon for like a few days before and a few days after. So we're still feeling this very heavy time right now. Now, I want to let you guys know that I was never taught anything about astrology, moon, planets, sun, how to use the energy, what's going on in our universal realm, and how we can tap into these energies, why the energies are happening. And it's been very interesting as I have opened my heart and opened my mind through my journey, how much this stuff really does affect us, and that we have been suppressed and all of this has been hidden from us. But when you can open your mind and you can maybe just start to look at things differently, you can see how maybe these things can actually help you. So this past week have been feeling like super emotional. Like I've cried a lot this week, and it's because I'm also on my menstrual, but just because of this full moon, I've purged a lot. I have let a lot of things go. I've really stepped into like this new version of me, just constantly, breaking the barriers and my own fears and my own mind, just pushing forward, knowing that like, if I'm going to create the life I want, I'm the one that has to do it. So I have to continue to go forward, let things go so I can grow and I can change and do what I'm supposed to do in this life. So if you've been feeling really powerful emotions this past week, that's why the moon. So the moon is actually, you get a full moon every 30 days, which is the same cycle that women have with our menstrual cycle. What do you know? Like I don't know. I just feel like so many things have been hidden from us. So this is why I want to talk about this. So the moon is connected to your feminine energy. Moon is connected to our emotions, energy and motions. So that's why if you're feeling really emotional, it's because the moon is bringing that into our world so we can feel. So our intuition's usually heightened when the full moon happens. Like that's why people are like, oh, there's going to be a full moon. All the hospitals are full. Like it's real. Like this is true. And the sooner that you just learn and start to integrate these things, I really do believe it's going to bring you freedom in your life, and it's going to make things make sense to you. So again, moon is your feminine energy connected to our menstrual cycle, connected to our emotions. So we're going to get into positive mindset and how we really can control our mind, because we need to raise our vibration. We need to make sure that the energy that we are harnessing is positive and not negative. That's why I brought up the moon and the cycles, because when you are feeling emotional, you need to let your emotions out. You need to cry when you need to cry. You need to scream in your pillow when you need to scream. Stop suppressing yourself, because the more that you suppress yourself, the harder it is going to be for you to tap into your positive mindset, your positive energy, because you're not allowing yourself to actually move the energy through you. When I went down my personal development journey, so really the past year and a half, I've kind of realized something, and this might be an unpopular opinion, but I don't really care, because this is my truth, and I have been seeking truth for a while now, and this is what I've learned. Most things that we've been taught in school, in religion, are pretty much the opposite of the truth. And I think that it's just wild, because we don't learn about money. We don't learn about taxes. We don't learn about astrology. We don't learn about numbers, which this system is a matrix. So everything's like based off numbers. We don't learn about spirituality, our intuition, how to tap into our higher mind, how to create businesses. We don't learn literally any of the important things when it comes to creating a life of abundance and to actually creating the life you want. We are programmed to be worker bees and to go to school 5 days a week, 8 to 3. And then we go into the world and we're supposed to work 8 to 5. So we're not actually taught anything that the millionaires and the billionaires are doing. Why is that? Because they need us to work for them. So when it comes to when I went down my whole path, I just started learning that like everything is the opposite that we've been taught. And I think that's just absolutely wild. So the hack that I'm going to give you for, well, we're going to get into a couple, but the hack that I'm going to give you for a positive mind is to start learning something. Maybe what you've been taught is not your truth. Now, I'm not saying you need to go and try to change other people's minds, because you can't change someone. And we know that. You can only change yourself, and then you can be the example. Then other people will be like, oh my God, how'd she change? I need to know what she did. And then you can be the example for other people to decide they want to change. But maybe you need to go start learning some new things, and you need to open up your mind and then make up your own damn mind. Stop taking everyone else's information and making it your truth. Go find your own truth. That's how you're really going to have a positive mind. That's how you're really going to break the chains off of you, is when you open your own mind and you start to learn your own truth. That's really where positivity comes from, because then you realize that you start to learn and you start to see things differently. And it's different than everyone else in your life. It's different than your parents. It's different than most of your friends. It's probably different than everyone in your life right now, because you're starting to open your mind to some new information. And then when it resonates with you, maybe you get chills, maybe you get goosebumps, maybe you feel this electric shock just run through your body. When that happens for you, it's your body signaling to you, hey, this feels right. And what have we not been taught? Our intuition. What have we not been taught? Gut feelings. So what should we learn? Intuition. What should we learn? Gut feelings. Again, I believe a lot of things that we've been taught is actually the opposite of what the truth is. So just think about that. Open your own mind. Start to go down your own journey. And you don't need to tell anyone you're doing this. You can just start to do it and then implement the things that you're learning in your life and see how your life changes. When I started to do this in my own personal life and I started to open my mind and my heart, it was because I was desperate, and because I got to a point in my journey where I was like, I'm not happy. I'm miserable. I felt like I was dying inside. I felt like I didn't even know who I was, and I didn't. I did not know who I was. I was always taught that the key to happiness and the key to this life is to ask God, Jesus, to come into my heart and save me. Okay. Well, I did that when I was younger. That didn't really get me to peace. And so then I went on this journey, and then I learned like, oh my God, God's already in me. I don't need to go outside of me to get it. I need to learn who I am. I need to tap into me. I need to become the version of who I'm meant to be. And then I can transform my life through me, through God is in me. He's already in me. The God is in you. You are already made in the image of God. You don't need to go outside of you to get that. He's already in you. You just need to acknowledge it and know, and then connect to it. Connect to the higher mind, which is where creativity is found. And then the ideas come to you. You can allow them to flow through you. That's a whole nother thing we're going to get into a different episode, but that is the basis of what I'm talking about, that I was losing. I didn't know like what the hell was going on. And so I started to just go in. And what I learned was I'm missing me. I'm missing myself. So I decided, you know what, it's time that I start to do me and I stop listening to everyone else around me and I find my own truth. To make positive changes in your life, you need to start learning for yourself. Learn about yourself. What do you like? What lights you up? What gets you excited? What turns you on? For me, again, personal development changed my life. Spirituality. Let's talk about spirituality for a second because there's a lot of talk about spirituality and there's a lot of people that have different things to say. And I'm going to tell you what I think spirituality is. A lot of people say it's woo-woo. Well, I am woo-woo, so just so you know, that's the opposite again of what I've been taught, but that's what resonates with me. I like that stuff. It resonates. I feel it. I see it. I understand it. So, and it doesn't scare me. I think it's freaking awesome. So, this is what spirituality is. And I asked ChatGPT to tell me what spirituality is. And this is what it said for Whitney's world. This is what it means. Spirituality is about tapping into a deeper sense of who you are beyond the physical world. It's about exploring our connection to the universe, our higher self, our inner self, and the energy around us. It's not confined to religious beliefs. It's more about discovering what resonates with your soul, what brings us peace, and aligning with our true purpose. For me, spirituality has been a journey of self-discovery, growth, and learning to trust myself. It's about seeking meaning, healing, and ultimately living in alignment with the truest version of ourselves. Does that sound woo-woo to you? To me, it just sounds like the absolute truth. It sounds like that's how we get to the positive mindset. That's how we get to the person that we are meant to be in this life. That sounds like the key to this universe. It's about you. It's about your connection. So, how do we use spirituality to gain a positive mindset? We need to start learning some shit. What lights you up? What resonates with you? When I moved to Florida, I got really into conspiracies. And I'm glad I did because I learned a lot about like the dark part of the system. But I got to a point where it started to really affect me. It started to really make me feel like I'm trapped in this system and I don't know how to get out. So then I pivoted and I read Mel Robbins' High Five Habit. That was the first book I read about personal development. That is what blew my mind open. That's what set me on to this path. Then I read the book after that my older brother Jared gave me. It's called Celestine Prophecy. That was the first spiritual book that I read that really opened me up. And that book's all about energy and intuition and following the path that's lit up before you. So I then pivoted from conspiracies to personal development. And I had to stop with conspiracies because they really started to affect me negatively. And I was like, okay, now I understand the negative. Now, how the hell do I get to positivity? So I shifted, and that's how I shifted. I started to read. I started to learn. And just by reading one book transformed my life, and it really set me on this path. So step 2, second thing you need to do, because step 1 of positive mindset is like learn what lights you up, what gets you excited. Then step 2 is you need to stop listening to anything negative, bad music, sad movies, scary movies, anything your friends that complain and talk shit about people and gossip, all that's got to go. If you're going to change your life and to shift to a positive mindset, you've really got to sacrifice everything negative as quickly, rapidly, and as fast as you can. Because this is a journey. It's not for the faint of heart. But if you're listening, I know you're serious. I know that you want this, so you're going to be able to do it. Okay, so That's what you need to do. Most people stay stuck because they will not open their minds and change it. Something you can do for positivity is I switched from listening to like trash rap music that belittles women and talks about drugs and alcohol all the time and cursing and all the things. I stopped that and I then really got into EDM. And then I learned what raving was. And I'm like, how did I not know what a rave was? Like I knew, but like, how have I never been to this? This is amazing. So I shifted from negative to something that made me feel positive. You need to switch and start a whole new social media account. That's what I did. I was following a lot of famous people, a lot of Hollywood people. And I was like, all these people are nothing that I want to be. So I just started a new Instagram and that really helped me. You also need to stop looking at your ex's stuff. Stop looking at what your ex is doing. Stop. You got to stop. It's time. We're moving on. We're sacrificing that. Literally take a sword to it and kill it. Be done. We're done with the exes. We're done with spiraling. We're done with thinking about them. We're over it. We're done. We're focusing on self. We're looking at self. We are concerned with self because if you're going to change who you are, you need to look at yourself and be focused on yourself, not anything externally, you. Focus on you. What's going to make you happy? Your mind is like a garden. And if you want to change your mind, you got to do it. And you have to be very diligent. This is where conscious creation comes into effect. Conscious creation is being conscious of what is going on in your mind, being conscious of what is happening inside of your mind. If you want a beautiful garden, you need to pull the weeds out, get that shit out. It's got to go. And you got to every day tend to it. Weeds grow up overnight. Every day you got to make sure, are my flowers growing? Are the trees in there blossoming? How's it looking? Oh, I see something weird. Pick that out and you got to go and replace it with anything that makes you positive, anything that gets you uplifted. Maybe you can go on a walk, go ground yourself in nature, listen to a book. Some great books are Joseph Murphy, The Power of Subconscious Mind, Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza, Neville Goddard, The Power of Awareness, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. These are all some books that you can start to listen to and they'll help you. If you live in Florida, if you go to the library, you get a library card and then you download an app called Hoopla. You can download 5 free Audible books a month and I can keep recommending books for you. And 90% of the books that I search are on there. I'm going to make another episode on how to get out of a bad mood because I really want to end it here. I want to make sure that I'm keeping my episodes shorter so that you guys can really like get on, listen, implement some things and come on to the next episode. So anyway, I'm going to talk about how to get out of a bad mood in the next episode. But please, guys, let me know in the comments what resonated with you. How do you shift into a positive mindset? And let me know what you guys think in the comments. I love you guys very much. I will see you on the next one. As always, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go.